Listen, so tonight we are waiting for our guest. Oh no, I see our guest is here. We're just waiting for my co-host Danielle to come in. Tonight's interview is going to be hands down amazing. We're going to be speaking to a beautiful, beautiful spirit, Yassie. Y'all hear this? All right, so Danielle's coming in. One that's coming in. Welcome, welcome. So, hey, boo.
Hey. Let me make some adjustments. All right, we good.
Yes. So I was just kind of doing introduction. So I do see that she's in. So I'm gonna go ahead and send a request over to her.
Yes, we have somebody that's here because these last 2 weeks have been.
The last 2 weeks has been crazy.
Interesting, very interesting.
Hi, beautiful.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. You guys are both beautiful.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So as everybody is coming in, so we just go ahead and get started. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning into another Indie Talks with myself, Aasha Redway, and my beautiful co-host,
Danielle Meeks.
Yes. And tonight, you already know what it is. We're talking to some of the most realest artists, some of those that are doing most wonderful and extraordinary things in the music industry and really taking it by force. And tonight, we have another beautiful, magnificent, talented woman with us. All right. So, everybody, let's give it up for Yassie.
Woo!
Yes. Looking good. I love the hair.
Yes,
Sis,
love the color,
fire.
everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So first of all, let's go ahead and get right into this. Thank you so much for, having this conversation with us tonight. We look forward to everything and all the gems that you're going to give and pour out. Sis, how did you really just pursue? Because I know that, you started in music young. So really kind of give us your background, your story, and when was it that pivotal time when you said, hey, I'm really going to take this serious?
I kind of been taking it serious since I was little, but my mom, she passed from cancer, but before she thank you. We used to sing in the choir together. So that's actually how I got my start. I was 8 and she had me singing in the choir. And that transpired into like performing and like, a lot of people say choirs are the best like vocal coaches. So that's really where I start. And then as far as writing music, I didn't start doing that until like age 10 when I was like writing poetry, which I'm sure people can relate to that because poetry is very similar. And yeah, I mean, my mom was really big when I told her like, I want to sing, she was like, well, you need to, you got to do it like you, and when you do it full force. So I kind of just always keep that in the back of my head. So.
Okay.
Amazing.
Now, how old were you when you recorded your first song? Because you said you've been singing since you were 8.
19 when I recorded my first song.
Okay. Yeah. And now at what made you just say, all right, I'm going to really like start doing it? Like,
I mean, I love the way that music makes me feel, from writing the music to recording. For me, it's been like a diary and like therapeutic for me. And I know a lot of people have those specific songs they can turn on when they're going through a bad breakup or whatever, so that's
get all the feels.
It is, I have songs about everything, so yeah, that's.
I want to dive into the poetry. I know you talked about that you started, not only did you start singing young, and then you started writing young. So talk about a little bit more in depth about, you really going into poetry and, because there's a lot of substance when it comes to poetry. And then, our condolences, on the passing of your mother, I just want you to kind of dive into that and how you were able to connect, the music and the writing.
Well, for me, I was already singing, and the poetry I was using that as a diary. And I went through a lot of things in my childhood, some abuse, my mom passing. So we had a hard life, me, my sister, and my mom growing up. So poetry was my way to let all those things out. I partnered with Southern Word. They actually still do poetry slams, which are like performances for poetry,
Yes.
different writing styles. So that's really where I learned it. And I just turn on a beat and I just let the words come to me. And I think I did a little bit of research on like how to lay out a song from like hook, but I mean, the words themselves, that I feel like I already had that in me. Okay. Yeah.
I like that. It was already in you.
Yeah.
And earlier you mentioned like you started out singing in church. Now, being that you like your music is R&B, have you ever received like any backlash because you're not singing in church, or you switched it?
I did in the beginning. People who like knew me growing up, they were like, "Why are you not singing gospel?" But to me, R&B has always, even my mom, like she would play R&B all throughout the house. Like that's what I grew up. Aaliyah, like Whitney Houston, like like all those people.
Yes.
To R&B, so that's why I'm doing, and I'm not even just R&B. I do a little bit of pop too, neo soul. So I don't really limit myself to a genre, but yeah, I mean R&B speaks more to me because I can touch on different topics, that people can relate to. So,
all right. And I know that in previous interviews and things I have seen you on Instagram, I mean, for your music, you sound good. You talk about how music definitely saved your life.
Absolutely.
How was music in the way that factor for you?
Because I was able to let out those feelings, let out those emotions. I went through some anxiety and some depression, of course, from my mom passing, because it was at such a like vital age. I was 13. And so going through puberty and like, still figuring out how to be a young woman, a woman, all those things, made me really dive into the music because I needed an outlet. And a lot of people turn to other things that are not necessarily the best things, but for me, I just put all those feelings into the music, and that's how I become the artist I am now, so.
Amazing. I love it. Keep doing what you do.
Yes. And speaking of putting your feelings out there, like, do you ever feel sometimes like, okay, this is too personal, maybe I shouldn't release this, or?
I have a couple of songs like that where I haven't released. I did release a song for my mom, and it's called Good Ones Fly. And every time I perform it, I always cry. It's always really, emotional.
Yeah.
And so people steer away from it. But I remember one performance I did here in Nashville, where I live. And a woman came up to me after and was just crying. And she was like, "I just lost my mom." So when I realized that, I'm like, okay, I can go there with people. Like I think, it's necessary in some instance. So it's kind of just, for me, getting out of my comfort zone was one barrier, but I've overcome that. And like I said, I talked about something that's such a hard topic, and even for me to perform it to this day, I still, get those choked up, emotions. So
yeah, because also you never know like who's going through the same exact thing that you're going through.
That's so true. And I realized that, like, her coming up to me, I was like, wow. Like, literally, she said my mom just passed 2 days ago, and she is at my performance. So she was like, I feel like, I was supposed to come here and see, and, so that was,
that's
I'll
amazing.
never forget that. I'll never forget that.
So what I want to go into is, the style, the flow, everything that in which you possess. With so many artists that we have in R&B, and we have like greats, because I mean, honestly, like you just have such a magnificent voice. Talk about how you keep your originality and how you be able to separate yourself to stand out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is what you hear is really me. So anything that you listen to from me, I've either gone through it, know someone that has, but it's not like foreign to me, it's authentic. And I take pride in that because we need that. We need that relatable music. Like I said earlier, we have that music that we can turn on when we are going through certain things. And I want my music to be that for people. So I really work hard on that. Even my writing, I take time to, whether it's about a relationship or love or having fun, whatever, but all of those things, uplifting. I have a song called Go Hard. People love that song because it's,
I like that track.
Yeah.
You know, it's telling people to, like, you know, go hard. Like, don't let nothing stop you. Like, keep going. So, I mean, yeah, I just think that because I'm authentic and I talk about real topics, that's what's going to make me stand out.
Okay. Excellent. And you are a mom.
Yes, I am.
All right, Mom.
How do you balance your music career and being a mom?
So actually, fun fact, people don't know this, I actually took a break from music when I had my son. At first it was a struggle to figure out how to, I'm a first-time mom. He's my only son. He's 4. He is autistic, so that's also another factor. Very smart, love him to death. He, you know, really is here. I feel like, you know, God gave him to me for a reason. I needed that unconditional love. So if anything, he motivates me to do. I'm doing this for him. You know, I want him to know that you can follow your dreams, make money from it, but also change the world, and that's what I'm trying to do. So and I want him to come to me when he's old enough and tell me whatever it is that he wants to do, and I'm going to support him, you know?
I know that's right.
Absolutely.
Like, if nobody got your back, Mama got your back.
Mama got your back always. Yes.
Mama definitely got your back. So I want to talk about some of your musical influences, because I know you named quite a few people, you know, originally who you listened to, who your mom definitely sat and really listened to. But who are some of your musical inspirations that say, you know what, I'm striving.
Definitely Aaliyah, definitely Whitney Houston, Anita Baker, Michael Jackson, Prince, who else? Maxwell. Trying to think of everybody, but
your mom played everything, right? Yeah, she made sure you had the good ear.
You know, like and all those people are R&B. Like Sade, I love Sade. And she's like real undercover. I love that. Like she'll put something out, and then
she'll disappear.
Disappear for like a whole
girl. Why are you leaving us? Like, come back. We need you.
Yeah. So yeah, those are some of the greats that I look up to for sure, and definitely would be lucky to even get on that caliber someday. So
you will. keep doing it.
I really believe it's possible. You know, I know one of the biggest things too that I want to share with people is really loving yourself is what sets you free. You know, like it really does, and I'm coming into that. As an artist, but also as a woman, and it's the most beautiful thing, you know. So I do believe that I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to, and everything is coming to me. Everything is just coming, you know.
Absolutely.
That part. And I think the one thing, and Danielle, I'm sorry to interrupt because I know you was going to ask your question. So, and the one thing that I love about what you just said is because, you know, first of all, it's about having faith in you and yourself. Because if you can't invest in you, if you can't believe in you, how are you going to get those outside that's looking in to really believe in you?
No, that's so true.
So true. I think that was like one thing I love what you said. Go ahead, Danielle.
Yes. Now I do want to get into your EP, Care.
Yes.
You have a single called Prove It.
I did.
3 ways that somebody can prove it with you.
Yeah, you have to be level-headed. You have to be patient, and I would say just understand what it is that I'm trying to accomplish and support that. And of course, I would do the same for them. But yeah, those would probably be the 3 things.
Okay,
I know that's right. So not only with that, because we know obviously we have put together a lot of content reel for you, and a lot of your visuals. I want to talk about, you know, your team. who you're working with, because you have some amazing visuals, you have some amazing sound production. I mean, obviously management as well. Talk about having a good team working with you, and what's that like for you on a day-to-day basis?
Well, my publicist, he's actually in here, M&S Media. Shout out to them.
Shout out.
But he works so hard with me. He's always booking me interviews and just everything, interview shows, all types of stuff. We have some more visuals coming up too, and some live performances. But I think the biggest thing is, like you were saying, you do have to be willing to believe in yourself first. And so that's how I was able to build these connections and have a team. I started off by myself, you know, and as far as the production, I have a studio here, BS Media, Beach Street Media, and they are amazing. So, I mean, I just think that it takes time to get, you know, get those connections. You do have to spend money as an independent artist.
That's the number one factor.
It's like free, or like you just get handouts, but it's far from that. So I think just my hard work is how I was able to get to this point. But definitely love my team, love my team. They know it. But I would not, you know, I'm only gonna grow from here, from all of that I'm doing, you know. And I think a team definitely helps you get to the next level. Like me having a publicist and a media team, I've had billboards.
Yes, we see. We have different ones. Yeah, one in New York City too.
Yeah, like it is currently globally charting right now. It's 120 on the charts right now. And I mean, I couldn't be more. I'm still shocked that I'm even saying.
Yes, congrats.
Like, you know, so yeah, but definitely want to have a good team. If you're trying to, if any independent artists are watching, that's something you want to get to, but also starting off knowing that you do have to invest in yourself before anybody else is going to invest or even take you serious. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, to get back to the team, what were a couple of things like when you guys sat down and you said, okay, this is what I need to focus on. This is what needs to get done in order for your...
What was that the strategic plan?
Yes.
So the plan was definitely branding, getting me to chart, which that happened, doing shows and more interviews, just marketing mainly, because that's the biggest thing I think for a lot of artists is we have the material, we have the art form, but we don't have the listeners and the support that we maybe you know, should have. So that's been our biggest focus is who doesn't know Yassie, because y'all need to know about me, you know? So,
they better get to know.
So yeah, so that's basically what the conversation was. And so now we're getting that momentum. We have a lot of people that are reaching out to interview and, you know, this and that. We're going to start doing, like I said, some virtual performances, some in-person performances as well. Linking up with, you know, choreographers, just, you know, we're doing a lot of, I'm going to be in some movies here soon.
Oh, okay. So expand it.
Listen, and you give us a little tea too. So we love it. We love to hear some
yeah, you got some exclusives.
Some exclusives. And yeah, also please definitely let us know whatever you're doing. We definitely love to support. We also have
I'm gonna be back.
Indie Artist Awards coming up this summer. So, you know, listen, I love it. The one thing I want to talk about is you know, the new music. So I know you have Care, the EP, which I love. I mean, I love just the melodies. I love the softness. I know before I even heard you say that, you know, about neo soul and things of that nature. So talk about future, like what direction you're looking to go to in the future when it comes to the sound of your music and the writing of your music.
So coming out April 1st, I'm going to do a deluxe of Care. So I added 5 new songs. I'm out on April Fool's. So that's the newest project.
That's not going to be no joke, right? That's not a joke.
No,
okay.
No.
You're not going to Kanye us, right? Okay. Don't Kanye us.
Yeah, no, but and then so after that, I've been working, I have one track for the Neo Soul project that I'm going to release later in the summer. So yeah, so that's what's next as far as projects. I have Care Deluxe coming out. Obviously, you're going to shoot a music video to one of those 5 songs. May have my fans pick what song. I don't know yet. Trying to decide. So that might be fun, you know, to do. And yeah, the Neo Soul project. And then also, I have some pop artists that are wanting me to write for them. But I'm also thinking about doing a pop. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole album or just a few songs. But I want to dabble in it because I mean, I love pop music too, and I definitely can write it. So we'll see. I mean, but definitely Neo Soul is coming summer. I'm so excited about that because I've never done a Neo Soul project. But again, I love Erykah Badu and Scott.
Neo Soul is so like necessary. It's so necessary to like listen to.
Yes, and people forget about it. I feel like it's kind of like not on the background. I love me some Indian art.
Oh my
too.
gosh, yeah.
That's all the feel good music. Like
Neo.
I still talk about Erykah Badu
Music Soul Child
verses till this day.
Yeah. All the I literally will listen to them almost. I think I listen to Neo Soul every day. Like I have a Neo Soul playlist. I kind of go between them and like 90s because I love 90s R&B.
Same. And like some early 2000s for me, just a little.
Yeah, it's some early 2000s.
Yeah, we need a little ratchet, just a little bit of twerk in it.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Who is this pop artist that you're going to be writing for? Could we see?
So she's overseas.
Okay.
Her name is Laura. I'll tell you that. Her name is Laura.
Okay.
All right
Now.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll ask this after.
I got you. So the one thing that I love is, everything, just the knowing how to transition, you're doing an R&B, you're not afraid to kind of take that transition, kind of dibble into neo soul and try different things and pop. The one thing I definitely want to ask you is that with so many trends in music, right? How do you say is, how you kind of set your mindset like, okay, this is the frame, this is the road, this is the path that I really want for my music to be, and really stick to that without having to kind of, oh no, well, they got a little drill over here, maybe I'll dibble in that, or they got a little thing over here, I'll get into that.
I kind of save that for my features. I do a lot of features with a lot of different artists. So that's when I'm able to, experiment. Like I've sang on really trap and rap beats, and there's some of the that are coming out, but I don't know. I don't want to be in a box, so I think I'm gonna always experiment. Just because I'm confident and I know in my craft. I'm even doing a little bit of rapping these days as well.
Oh, so we got bars.
You guys are just getting all the tea.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
Listen, we love it. Okay, we love it.
Yeah, I even do a little rapping too. So I mean, I don't want to be in a box. I think I'm gonna always push myself to the limit. But
yes, as you should.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing, because I know Danielle and I, we do our Music Mondays, and I think one of our discussions, we would kind of talk about Meg Thee Stallion. We love Meg Thee Stallion. And we just talked about, how we kind of felt like certain things that she was doing is becoming predictable. And I love where our artists can kind of keep you guessing. Like, it's like, as soon as we think you about to,
and then it's like,
shoot, yeah.
So and that's exactly that factor I'm trying to make sure that I do, because I mean, I love music, and I think if you love music, the sky is the limit. If you have an ear for different sounds, I think really the sky is the limit. All you need is a good producer, a good engineer, and you can create whatever it is you want. And I think I'm really big on letting the artist be an artist. So, I'm really big on letting us explore our art form. And I think that's what I don't think I'm ever gonna just do one genre. So when someone asks me what my genre is, I'm always like, I don't know, because it's kind of
everything.
All of them.
Whatever it is, you name it. Like it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Like whatever mood I'm in today is all right.
It's literally whatever I wake up to do.
I'm definitely gonna come up with something. If you give me a sound, I'm gonna come up with it. I'm gonna come up with something. Like my brain is so crazy how my brain works, but when I hear beats or when I hear a melody or when I hear a song, it's like a calculator. My brain instantly starts thinking about like words. The words just come to me. That's what I was saying earlier. Like the words are just, I don't know. I really think this is my talent. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, and it shows in everything that I do. So.
And now I had a question. I want to go back to writing for other artists. Now, do you ever feel like, okay, I wrote something so good, I want to keep it for myself, I don't want to give this away? Like,
yes. Yes, I'm starting to experience that because me and my engineer, we're working on reference tracks, which is basically just like me singing it and then so they can get the melody, and then me giving it to the artist. And I was like, oh, so once I sing it, it's always like, oh crap, oh, I should have had that song. But you know, I don't know. Sometimes like that happened once, and I ended up doing a feature with the artist because they liked my voice so much too on the reference track. But I think that a lot of artists probably go through that right. I'm sure Neil's gone through that. Like, you know, I'm saying Neil because I know he's written for like so many people. But yeah, I'm sure he's gone through that too. But I mean, if it goes big, then that's still credit to me. So you know,
points in your pocket. So
right. And I wanted to actually, so I know, you know, one thing about our platform is that we talk to a lot of artists, and, you know, we definitely express the importance of being independent. We understand the good and the bad that comes along with it. But if you ever, you know, have the chance to say, you know what, you know, hey, here's a major label, what would be your decision as an artist to say, you know what, the way out your options in regards to really dealing with a major label versus just staying independent?
Number one, they can't lowball me because I know my worth.
Love it.
So number one,
love it.
I mean, yeah, the price tag has to be right, and money's not everything, but I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
So I don't, and I, you know, I've seen what happened to TLC and that sort of. So I'm definitely not trying to go down that road. So I think, if the contract and everything looks right, like I said, the funds are right, I would definitely sign a deal. But that would be the deal. Oh, and also, as long as I can still keep all of my creative.
Here we go.
You know, because I know a lot of times they get you in there and they're like, oh no, you have to sing this type of song, or we want you to do this, and then it totally takes away from the creative aspect of music. That's why I do what I do. So
I love it. I love it. You already walking through the door already knowing who you is. I love it.
And she already know the price tag, so you cannot go below this. I don't care what it is. No,
absolutely not.
So go ahead, Danielle.
Well, my last question was going to be, how do you block out like negativity from outsiders and just like naysayers?
That's actually a good question. So I've actually had a lot of that more these days. I know you probably have heard of the app Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And there's a good networking on there, but sometimes, you know, there could be some other stuff going on.
Some fraudulence.
Yeah. And I did have someone tell me that they feel like they should write for me because they don't like how I write. And a lot of people came to my defense in that Clubhouse because she only heard one song and she was going off of that one track. So I just used that opportunity I went in the studio that same day and then the next day too. And I just wrote some killer tracks, like, and y'all gonna see when it comes out on the first, like I got a couple of tracks for that same person. So I just try to channel it, you know. I don't
add it as like fuel to your fire.
I accept the negative and the positive because I just changed that narrative. If it's negative, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna change that and make it positive and just put it in my music. And that's just what I do. I even have a little saying that I say. I always say, put it in the song and move on. So if it's something that made me mad or something that you know upset me, that's like been my motto that I say for myself. Kind of like
I like that.
So yeah.
Oh man.
And that's crazy that they like really like said, "Oh, I should write for you." First of all, like everything isn't for everybody. First of all,
but that's
a lot of people say some unnecessary things on Clubhouse.
But my thing about it that really, you know, had me like kind of out of shape about it was I'm all for working with writers. I have up to date, I've written all of my songs, but I'm not opposed to having someone write for me. But that's not how you advertise it. You don't say, oh,
right.
You can't write, let me write. Like, that's backwards. I don't know. Like, you're downing me while trying to bring yourself up.
Up. Instead of just, well, probably what they really wanted to say is that, you know what, I really do think your work is amazing. How can I partner with you? How can I
that would have been the proper way to do it.
And sometimes some people just don't know how to communicate certain things.
Well,
to be honest,
they need to learn.
Sometimes they don't know.
Also, listen to more than one song before you comment.
Yes,
that's true.
I don't think I'm all for criticism, whatever, constructive criticism, but you can't do that if you don't even know who I am as an artist, because one song is not going to tell you.
Right.
And we all artists will have those vibey tracks, and the track that I played was more of a, you know, fun, laid back vibey track. It wasn't supposed to be all lyrical, but that's okay. As an artist, that's what I'm, you know, everybody doesn't have, even Summer Walker, all these new people that come up, her, Ella May, they all have those songs where you like, yeah, you know, and they're not necessarily the most lyrical songs, but
right.
So again, it's okay for us to vibe as well, you know, like, again, letting the artist be an artist. So yeah.
Talk about it.
So first of all, I want to say thank you so much for just coming on, having this conversation with us. You know, I said a lot of things,
dropped a lot of gems.
You gave some really good stuff. You kind of I love the confidence. I love everything about it. The one thing is that I always ask a lot of artists, you know, especially in the sense of always learning the industry and always trying to understand it, because it's forever changing. You understand?
Forever.
So how do you make sure that, you know, you're staying on top of things in the industry and really digesting the new?
So I'm gonna tell you, be honest, I don't listen to the radio that much. So
I heard that from quite a
lot
of
people. Yeah.
Just because it's just changed so much. Music has just changed so much, and I hear a lot more that I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, and I'm like, what is this? Let me put all my music on shuffle. Like, what is this on the radio?
I'm not even gonna lie. When the whole Babel talk like thing,
I can't
the mumble rap, like I was just like,
it's like this is what the kids listen to.
This is what they're listening to. Okay.
I just remember listening to the radio and like Ludacris was on, and like
songs you want to hear, songs that had substance. Like,
yeah,
now they just put anybody on the radio.
All of them, you know, it was a little bit of everybody, but it was all good. So I think the way I'm able to like know what's going on, honestly, is just I read a lot about, you know, in the industry, like a lot of blogs. I hate this. I love the shade room, but I know they're shady. But I know everybody be on the shade room. I definitely see stuff on there. But I mean, I just try to look up artists that I'm interested in to see what they got going on, and try to just educate myself on any shows, South by Southwest. I just like to, you know, read more about it than listen, because like I said, the radio, I can't do it.
It's not it these days.
You be like, off. I don't want it.
Yeah. Unless it's like 92Q, because they still do the old school jams. I can get with them. But other than that, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and my last question is that, of course, being that we support independent artists, as you support artists yourself, what other advice can you provide to other independent artists who is looking to level up, or just making that decision, that solid decision that, hey, you know what, I am going to get serious about my music and I am going to move forward?
Yes. I always love this question because I really think it's so important for us to support each other. find the right connections, put yourself out there. Even if it's one person, that's one more than you had. Know that everything takes time. Patience is a big thing. And also, don't be afraid to invest in yourself, because you cannot expect someone else to invest in you. You're not doing what you're expecting someone else to do. But yeah, just stay true to you, stay true to your craft, and know that you are going to go far. And wherever you want it to take you, it will go. You just have to believe it before anybody else will. So
absolutely, absolutely.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing those encouraging words. So first of all, let the people know what you got coming up, what's going on. I know you dropped a lot of tea with us, a lot of exclusives, okay, for the summer and everything like that with the Neo Soul that's dropping out April 1st. So just kind of, for those who are new that just tuned in, that's coming in, just kind of let some people know what's going on, what you got going on next, and then, you know, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, so everybody, thank you guys for tuning in, and anybody that's just joining, it's your girl Yassie. This will not be the last that you see of me.
It will not.
Most definitely will not. You're gonna see me on your screens everywhere. But
more billboards.
Yeah, some more. I have some more billboards coming out. So when you said that, but the latest thing that I have dropping on April Fools would be the Care Deluxe. So I added 5 new tracks to that, so I'm super excited about that. You guys are gonna love the additions to the EP. I have Neo Soul coming in the summer. Where you can find me is Yassie_official, and then Yassie everywhere on all platforms.
Listen, guys, so if you have not gotten her music, especially the Care EP, any of her music, okay, please, let's go support our independent artists. Don't just stream it, but let's purchase it. Okay. So I firmly believe in purchasing a whole lot of music. That's why Apple loves me.
Yes.
So Yassie, I just want to say thank you so much for definitely having this conversation with us and really sitting and really letting us into your world.
We absolutely really appreciate it. For giving me that opportunity.
Yes,
of course. So guys, Yassie, thank you so much. We will catch you. Definitely keep us posted on all of your upcoming ventures that you have. And you already know we do our Music Fridays. So whenever new music comes around, please shoot it our way so we can definitely promote it for you.
Absolutely. You guys will be getting that new Care Deluxe, those 5 songs. So I'm super excited. I'll make sure I send you.
I love it. I love it. So, and please keep doing what you do.
Thank you guys. Bye.
All right. Have a good evening.
Ooh, gotta make my adjustments.
Danielle, her adjustments. I love it. I love it.
I love her.
I love it. It's just like it's just like, you know, I love the interviews like this where you can just have a really good vibe, really just relax.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel her spirit through everything, just, you know, her energy, everything is just so amazing. And I'm a wonderful songwriter, wonderful talent. So super excited. Definitely want to see more from her. Just want to see her keep going. Thank you for everybody that came in, all the comments. I didn't really see any questions, but you know how my Instagram can act up. I don't know if there was questions on that side, if you saw, Danielle. But
I didn't see any questions, just a lot of positive feedback, a lot of positive comments. Shout out to everybody that's in here.
Of course, it was a pleasure having you, definitely. So guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight with us. All right. Do understand we have another, all right, our special edition of our Indie Talks coming up at 8:30 tonight with no other than Nia Amber. She is not new to the platform. She's definitely have been here. She's returning with some new projects and some new visuals. Okay. All right. But Yassie, thank you so much for coming through. It was just amazing. So guys, guess what? You know what? We're gonna be coming right back real soon. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right. So while we go take this commercial break, long commercial break.
Get some.
All right. So guys, you already know what it is. It's nothing but what? Real music, real people. Real music, real style, real people. Lord Jesus. It don't get no realer than this. All right. So guys,
real people make real mistakes. So
you're right. I love that. See how you cut.
You're not
becoming you. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we'll see you in by 8:30. All right.
All right. Bye.
Good night.